Well, as vaccines are shipped around the country and around the world, we have a lot of questions about them, and we're fortunate enough to be joined this morning by Jeff Huffman. Jeff is the infectious disease pharmacist with Freeman Health. And Jeff, we really appreciate you being here because there's a ton of questions that we have that even if we hear an answer, it might not fully make sense. So I want to sort of take this step by step, if that's all right. And I want to start by asking you about the Moderna vaccine and the Pfizer vaccine and just the technology and research behind them first. We can get into differences here in a second, but I think understanding what messenger RNA is and how that sort of plays into what created these would be great.
Well, traditional vaccines use a live virus or a killed virus to work. The messenger RNA sends an order to your cell to produce the spike protein that you find on the COVID-19 molecule. Now it's only producing part of the virus, not the whole virus, and that's why you can't get sick from that. When your body produces that spike protein, your body will also produce antibodies against that spike protein to neutralize it. So next time when you run into COVID-19 in the community, your body will already have antibodies developed to it that will neutralize that and hopefully protect you.
So what would make this a better option than the traditional vaccine? I mean, I know that, with the dead virus approach, you still have to get, a vaccine every year, right? We look at the flu. So is something like this a one-time thing, or how does that sort of work and why is it better?
Well, it's to be determined on how often we're going to have to get the COVID vaccine. They haven't come out with that data yet. One of the advantages of the messenger RNA versus the older vaccine types with the live or the killed virus is they can produce messenger RNA vaccine very quickly compared to the older vaccines.
So could you explain for us the Moderna vaccine and the Pfizer vaccine and what the differences are between those? Because I understand on Tuesday, Freeman received its first shipment of vaccines and those were Moderna. So was that your choice and why, I guess, what are the pros and cons to them is probably the best way to explain it.
Sure. The Pfizer vaccine is indicated for patients 16 years of age and older. Moderna is 18 years of age and older. The Pfizer vaccine requires ultra cold storage. Moderna, you can keep in a traditional freezer.
So from what I do understand, the immunity that you get from this vaccine comes fully, after you get 2 doses of it, right? It takes 2 doses of this vaccine. So how immune are you to COVID-19 after your first shot?
That's a good question. I think that there's probably no hard data on that, but you would have some immunity a couple weeks after the first shot, but you're not going to have full immunity until 2 weeks after your second shot. That's why it's very, very important that people get that second shot.
Well, we will continue to ask questions to Jeff Huffman. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We'll be back with more KOAM Morning News.
You're welcome.
Right after this.